Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, this is Jessica Frank with A to J Author. It is my session today, so I was hoping to open it up if anyone had questions. We can talk through the video that you watched for today's class on A to J Author, which covered macros, functions, repeat loops, and advanced logic. And the homework, which was to work through the sample A to J guided interview and hot docs template exercise that I created. So first off, to open it up, does anyone have any questions? I can show my screen, show the sample exercise, or if y'all want to show your screen and work through any questions that you had, we can do that. So if anyone feels like they want to volunteer, feel free to raise your hand. Or if you have questions, feel free to do that as well. And I do have Mark Lauritsen here with me from Capstone, so if there are any hot docs questions from previous sessions, he's around too, so that we can both answer those questions. So I'm not seeing anybody raising their hands. Oh, Sarah, okay.
Thanks.
Awesome. So Sarah, I'm going to unmute you. You are unmuted.
Sure. Okay. So I went through the homework, and for the most part, it went well. And I should stipulate that I finished it about 20 minutes ago. So
that's the best way to do homework. Right.
Yeah, it's very fresh in my brain.
Perfect.
So at the end, when you're testing it against hot docs, I did when it cranked out my final PDF with my answer file.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple little things in there that, like the state, for example, didn't show up.
Okay.
It still shows on the PDF a blank variable, and so I wasn't sure like where or how to go back and fix that. And you can share my screen if that's easier.
Sure. Let me see if I
like
can
800 windows open, but that's okay.
All right, I'm going to make you a presenter. You should get a little push notification, like to share your screen. And I'm a massive tabs on browsers abuser, so feel your pain.
So you can see in the middle, I guess, the state is blank.
Yep.
So I went back. So this is my A to J is open.
Mm-hmm.
And the address variable seems like it's all there. Yeah, and the
XML
state list is, it was uploaded. And when I went through the guided interview on A to J, like I was able to choose a state.
Mm-hmm.
It's when I transferred it to hot docs, it didn't show up.
So can you go back to hot docs? I'm not sure if the instructions, which I made a while ago, include in the hot docs, you have to tell it all the options that you're giving it for the multiple choice. So if you right click on address state, yeah, so what it's doing is, I forgot, sorry, in the instructions to
That's okay.
include to put all of the options, because hot docs is basically getting a value and it doesn't know like what it is. Like it's an unknown to hot docs basically. So you're gonna have to go through the options list and put the states in order.
Okay, and so would I do that manually, or is there an easier way to do that?
Mark, is there a way to upload the states list, the XML, into hot docs?
There is, but there's also a copy of the states list right in the hot docs template library. So,
do you know if it's the same one as the A to J one? Because the A to J one is a hot docs list that has is a XML list that has the full name of the state, but what it actually passes is just the 2-letter abbreviation.
Don't know if it's the same.
Okay. We could use the same. I mean, you could use the same one in A to J. Like you could upload it.
And Sarah, you're going to want to do this not where you are, which is the field-specific options, but if you click on the pencil on the top right there.
Got it.
Yeah, this is where you would enter the options. For testing purposes, you could just enter a couple, including the state you were using in your test, just to show this works.
Use the 2-letter abbreviation.
You think, Jessica, use the 2-letter abbreviation will probably be simplest.
Okay.
We'll see if that's in fact the problem. Well, I'll be quiet.
I think you have to save it, like the little, yeah, that one. And then maybe try test assembling it again with that same answer file. Yep.
Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh, that's probably why. So I already had this one open. Can I just... I guess I can just exit it. Okay. And then...
Well, I can help you debug this after.
Okay.
That's a weird,
Sure.
yeah, it's a weird one. We might just have to check that it's the same variable type and that kind of stuff, but we'll go through it.
Make sure it's right exactly the same error. Yep.
Okay. And the only other thing that I noticed is I obviously have one extra space between the first and last name. And I just wasn't sure like which program I need to go find that.
So that one would be an A to J in your logic. If you want to flip back over to A to J, and you can close out that one and go to all logic on the left-hand side.
Oh, okay.
And then, so you have, let's see, just double checking. It doesn't look like there should be an extra space, but I would just double check that your set client name full TE, that it's not 2 spaces between the quotes.
It's like just one.
Just one.
Would I need to erase a space between either the pluses? Would that make a difference?
It shouldn't make a difference, but maybe. Yeah. We can try that one too. So we can do a little, like, if you want to send me your files, I'll check both of those out. And see about the state thing and the extra space with the full name.
Sounds good.
Cool. Thank you for popping up and sharing.
Sure.
Any other questions on that one, Sarah?
I don't think so. I think those were my 2 issues.
Okay, perfect. Then I think, let's see, I think I moved you over to staff. Okay, I'm gonna set you, let's see if I can not make you presenter for a second.
Click screen. Okay, so I think I stopped sharing.
Okay, perfect. So I'm just gonna mute you. You're still technically a presenter, but if you don't take it back. All right.
Sure.
All right, thanks. Okay, Janine, I see your hand is raised, so you are unmuted.
She might have a space in her XML file.
Oh.
In other words, she typed in the name, hit space before she went to the next tab. That would cause that extra space.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, sometimes if you're typing, you just hit the space real quick. Yeah, if there's an extra one in when you entered it, Sarah, when you entered the name into the field, you might have had an extra space. Thank you, Janine. Did you have any other to share?
No.
Okay, thank you for that. Anybody else want to share? Okay, so I'm not seeing anybody else that has their hands raised or that wants to share. So the homework then for next week's class is to basically do the same sample exercise in A to J completely. So the video is video 4 in the training series for A to J. It's just a short 14.5-minute video about the document assembly tool, so the A to J DAT, which is a potential alternative to Hot Docs, and that allows you for simple things to do both a text template, which is like starting with a Google Doc, or starting with an A to J PDF template, which lets you start with an existing document. So the sample exercise for next week is going to be using the A to J text template feature to replicate a lot of what you did this week for the homework, but in the DAT. So yeah, next week should be fairly simple. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My email is jessica@cali.org, C-A-L-I. Let's see, I see it. So yeah, oh, Valencia, let me unmute you. Go ahead.
Hi, sorry. I just had a quick question about A to J in general.
Mhm.
I know in A to J4, if you're working on a template or an interview, you can save as and then put in a new name.
Mhm.
In A to J6, is there an easier way of doing that other than downloading your current interview and then re-uploading it under a different name if I wanted like a copy of a interview?
No, there's not an easier way. So yeah, you have to make a second version of it essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
No problem. Okay. So yeah, if you need anything, feel free to email me. If you have questions about the homework before next week's session, feel free to reach out. And I will see you all next week. So thank you for attending.